Hey guys, Super Rugby Pacific round 10 is over. The fantasy points are now locked in. In these recap videos, I just share my reflections on the match results, show you how my fantasy team went, as well as sharing my thoughts on some player performances in terms of fantasy, just players I was keeping an eye on and how they went, just to see if there's anyone we should be paying attention to going forward. After that, I take a look at the leaderboard for our league. The link is in the description to join it if you haven't already. Basically, I just look at your guys' teams, look at the top performers for the round. I always like to see what decisions you guys have made. Anyway, let's jump into it. And for my team this week, I got 657 points, which I'm pretty happy with. Generally, I think when you get over 600 points, you're doing pretty good. But it does depend on the round, and I think this was a pretty low scoring round overall. We've only got sort of 3 players here that got up around 70. No one with any really crazy barnstorming performances. And then beyond that, I mean, 4th spot down, we sort of just got players between 50 and 60. So yeah, just kind of reflects a round where things were kind of not that high scoring, kind of went against expectations. And I mean, if we look at the fixtures, like I caught all of these games this week, although I did miss some parts of them. But man, like this Blues game, they were pretty much dominating it, had it in the bag, but let the Highlanders come all the way back right at the end. almost came down to a draw. Quite a spectacular sort of thing to see. Very high scoring game, 47-40, but didn't necessarily translate into a lot of points. Like the points were all kind of spread around, right, especially for the Highlanders. And yeah, with the Blues, a lot of their points came through the forwards yet again, like they always seem to do with the Blues. That's why we like picking them up front, because yeah, those points tend to spread around as well. Then we had the Waratahs against Moana. Really expected the Waratahs to go big this week, especially with that terrible news that Moana had just received. But I'm actually really pleased to be wrong about this one. Moana, they really showed some fight in that match. Like they were in it for most of the game. And yeah, I mean, it would be kind of brutal to just see them get another 50 points put on them, something like that. I mean, still a lot of season to go, so don't really want to see that. Chiefs versus Hurricanes, very good game, very close. Momentum kind of swung back and forth in that second half, right? And that the Chiefs, they kind of had that late surge, and yeah, I mean, it felt like a come from behind, even though they weren't really that far behind. But yeah, again, not a huge amount of points fantasy wise. And that's why I did kind of fade this game, right? I mean, only had Roigard and Tupaia. And then the Brumbies versus the Andrua in Canberra at GIO Stadium. The Drua actually coming away with the victory. And yeah, they were in this game from start to finish. I mean, they kind of had it in the bag. It wasn't until that late card, which, you know, it was like a head-on-head collision that can just happen to anybody at any time, right? Like, yeah, that kind of brought the Brumbies back into the game and made it close. But wow, what a result for the Drua. Really happy to see that. I mean, I love watching the Drua. Their games are always crazy to watch. We all know that they have the best fans as well. They're also very passionate players. We saw that at the end of the game for this result. So yeah, it's kind of sad to watch them lose most of the time, but yeah, this win was such a great thing to see. And then kind of a similar story next, right, out at Perth for Crusaders versus Force. I only saw the first half of this game, and then I decided to go to bed. And at that point, I think the Crusaders were up like 19-7 or something, and I did kind of expect them to take out this game, not necessarily by a huge margin, but yeah, I did think that they would be able to win it without too much drama. But No, that that was not the case. After catching up with that second half, like wow, again, what a result. And yeah, I think those results really kind of impacted fantasy a lot. Like if you invested big in the Crusaders or in the Brumbies, you probably got sort of stunned a bit. If you're investing big in the Chiefs or the Canes, you wouldn't have done that badly. But again, like they weren't sort of the top scorers for this round. And I mean, I was big on the Waratahs and the Blues, at least in the forwards, and they did kind of deliver in the end, even though not as much as I kind of hoped. I mean, I had Jorgo as my captain this week, but he delivered his second lowest score, only 27 points coming up against Moana, and this is probably the only thing that really held me back this round from a really big result. But it was a bit unfortunate. He did get HIA'd for like 15 minutes or more. And then the rain sort of came in just after half time. And I mean, we were aware that there could be rain for this game as well. So can't be too mad about that. But I stuck with Sid Harvey, and he came away with 71 points. So yeah, there were points there in the game, but probably not quite enough for them to sort of spread around to all of the outside backs. But yeah, really can't be mad about sticking with Sid Harvey. Also had Corey Toole, which could have caused me some problems, to be honest. The way that game went, he did end up getting a try. Like when that game opened up, yeah, he picked up a lot of points quite late, and that did work out for me. I did pick him because I thought he wouldn't get subbed, and he did, and he stayed on, and yeah, kind of saved me in the end there. And then like in the midfield, Whanganoko, again, another big result, and I was pretty confident about that because again, like we just knew he was going to be staying on for the 80 with this game. Tupaia though, man, only 13 points. I think at halftime he still only had like 1 point, correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, like this is what happens with these arm wrestles. This is actually his lowest score by far. His lowest score before that was 35 in round 1. So yeah, like he's finally proven he's been so insanely consistent this year. A very consistent performer on the field and in fantasy. But yeah, it just goes to show, right? Like in these tough games, even the best players, they're not really bankable. And I mean, this game is probably the toughest one that's been played in the season so far, and they've still got to play again, right? They got to play again in Wellington. The Hurricanes, they have a lot of tough games going up, so yeah, I think they're going to be less bankable going forward, but that does mean their prices probably will come down a bit as well. Regard though, I mean, he still did pretty well, right? 39 points, can't be too mad, although I will talk about the halfbacks a bit later because there's some interesting stuff happened there. Actually, let's talk about it now. If we look about the halfbacks, we've got Lennox, the top scorer, with 76, and I mean, that was impressive. Like if you watch that game, the guy's just got ace to burn. He really doesn't need much to sort of slip through a gap and then he's away. And looking back at it, I think this is the first start he's had all year, possibly. At least it's the first time he's really been able to start and play big minutes in a game. So yeah, he really got to show his stuff here, and he's definitely one to keep on the radar. But you probably do have to pick him in the right sort of matchup. That said, I would have thought this was going to be a tough matchup for the Highlanders, and he didn't just get these points late, right? Like I think he was the first try scorer in the whole game, just sort of sneaking through a gap in that lineout, which didn't even really exist, to be honest. So yeah, this guy, I think if this guy keeps starting, and he probably will after that performance, then yeah, one to keep an eye on. And the other halfback I want to talk about is Matavao, who got 59 points. And that's because he is one I actually gave a little bit of a shout out in the Best Picks video if you watch that, and again, he's another guy who hasn't had a start all year, but I put him up in the best picks video because we've seen him when he has come on a couple occasions. He has actually looked kind of electric, right? Especially in that Western Force game, if anyone still remember that. He came on and he just plays really aggressive. Like, he's super eager to just have a crack himself, just caution to the wind, he goes for it. And we actually saw it in this performance against the Waratahs for both of these tries. Like, yeah, the guy, he's really eager to just spot that inch to have a go himself. It doesn't matter if there's no gap there. He's always looking for it. That's what he wants more than anything. And you know, for better or worse, like, that's kind of what we're looking for in a fantasy player. And I mean, this other try he got as well, you guys are watching, it's kind of genius, right? Like, he was at the ruck, the ball was there presented to him, and the referee gave an advantage, and what he did was he just immediately picked it up and knocked it on, and he waited for the referee to like blow the whistle for the penalty, and he immediately like quick tapped it. And this all happened very, very quickly, so the defenders just had no chance at all to get back 10, right? Like, zero chance whatsoever. And this was inside the 10 meters anyway, so he basically just had a free run to the try line. And I mean, that's genius stuff, right? And I think when you get that sort of opportunity, I don't think all halfbacks are taking that opportunity at the moment, right? Like, when you get the advantage and the ball is there at the ruck right in front of you, that pretty much should always be your automatic option, because especially when you're that close to the line, right? Because just no one's going to be allowed to touch you. Everyone's going to be inside that 10, and you're going to have a free run. You're going to get another free, not 10 advantage. And if you're close to the line, who knows, you might get cards or penalty tries or whatever. It's such a devastatingly good play, and this guy was 100% ready for it. And kind of wondering if we're going to start seeing that a lot more going forward. Otherwise, Hadboat and Barrett, 39 points, which, you know, pretty happy with. And yeah, I think he was always going to do pretty well, just because he was going to have a bunch of conversions to take. I think D-Mac did end up doing better in the end. Yeah, 52 points without even getting a try. So yeah, even in the tough matches, right, it's hard to bet against D-Mac, although he is probably, oh, he didn't lose value. I don't know if these values have been calculated yet, actually. I expected him to lose value, getting 52 points. Maybe not, we'll see. But yeah, I mean, because he always gets to switch to fullback late in the game when Jacob comes on, like, he's always got a chance to make up those points when the game opens up late. And we did see that happen in this game, right? As tight as it was, Chiefs got that late momentum swing, and that's exactly when Mackenzie will shine. And in the forwards, I did pretty too as well. Williams, again, putting in another massive performance. It's like crazy how good this guy is this year. Like, he was good last year, but look at this, another lineout steal, 22 tackles, intercept, taking lineouts, a turnover. Like, yeah, I didn't expect him to do that well in that game, but no, he did. And Derry, like, only 34 points, but yeah, I picked him because I knew he was gonna play the 80, and I'm pretty sure he did. Got a try, which kind of, you know, took him from pretty average to pretty good. And these two, I think, were both the top two locks. And again, with the back rows, like, I think I've got 3 out of the top 4 back rowers. Yeah, Lakai was second, still did pretty well with 58 points. So he's on a tear lately, man. Like, even in this tough game, he has come away with good points. So yeah, really got to think hard about picking him up. He's getting a lot of minutes as well, which, yeah, he seems to be the favored one in that Hurricanes back row. And yeah, showing that he can go well in these close, tough games. That's pretty valuable. We always like to have reliable guys. Samu, yeah, not too surprised he went well in the Moana game. And Segna, 69 points. And yeah, he did get 2 tries, so he was always going to do pretty well. But this was a pretty big performance from him. Like, if you guys watch the game, and you can see in these stats, he was in everything. Couple of turnovers, lots of lineouts, a steal as well, line break, defenders beaten. Like, he was into everything that game, both sides of the ball. And I mean, he's had a few good scores in a row now, a 47, a 51. He is getting good minutes, but that was probably his best performance of the season, and maybe the best performance we've seen out of him since he started. Like, it's been around for a few years now. No one really talks about him apart from the fact that he's German, but no, I think this he's finally sort of developing into, like a real deal top back rower. Just because, yeah, like I said, he isn't everything, right? Like, both sides of the ball and at set piece as well. And those lineouts, takes a lot of lineouts, can steal lineouts, and with ball in hand, like, he's not like a big carrier. He's not like a big buster, but he's actually got pace, right? So if he gets through a tackle or gets through a gap, like, he can get away from people, right? So yeah, he really is sort of showing he's an all-rounder, but kind of developing in all areas as well, getting better and better. And yeah, he's going to stay on the fantasy radar. Up front, didn't do so well. Renata and Ta'aval, normally pretty solid, not really delivering this week. Yeah, didn't quite get the minutes this week like they normally do, but George Bell, he did deliver 58 points. Always happy with that from a hooker. Got a lot more than Tautiaho. Yeah, 1 try as well. Wasn't even a maul try, just one in the open. And George Bell, he is good in the open, right? Like, he's he's a unit, but he's actually extremely mobile. He's got a big ticker as well, so he's always showing up all over the place, right? So yeah, really been liking George Bell a lot lately. Still can be a bit dodgy at line out though. I mean, that's the only thing he's got to sort out, right? Get that throwing sorted. A lot of points coming from scrums for the Crusaders though, which really massively increased his points. Beyond that though, a couple of other players I was looking at. Macca Springer, he was making a return, first game back this season, and yeah, he did pretty well for his first outing, man. Didn't get a try, but got 55 points. That's super impressive. Zach Lomax, this is another guy being talked about a lot. The league superstar coming to Union, coming to the Force. Looked good against the Drua when he came off the bench. Got his first start this week, and yeah, got himself a try. Only 33 points, so nothing crazy here. But yeah, it was interesting to see him play. Not really on my radar for fantasy, but yeah, still interested to see how he goes. And moving on to the league leaderboard for this week, round 10, and the top spot with 670 points. Robbing me from finally winning a round in my own league, we have Vicky B, clearing me by 23 points as well. So pretty good effort. No, sorry, 13 points. Pretty good effort. And what do we got here? Pretty similar stuff. Harvey, Jorgo, Tool, same backline. Okay, D-Mac. All right, yeah. Don't know if you guys are picking up the thunder and lightning going on at the moment. Anyway, wow. Everything else is the same. Oh, wow. Okay, interesting. So you copied me, but wasn't feeling the Bowden pick, couldn't turn away from D-Mac, and yeah, absolutely turned out to be the right call there. He did get more points in the end, so yeah, decent lesson there. You can't really bet against DMAC even in the tough games. And of course, me in second place, 657, and I am tied with Guy's team. Let's have a look at this. Is it exactly the same? Yes, it is. I mean, that makes perfect sense, right? So, okay, interesting. Interested to know if you copied me or if you just kind of landed in the same place. Imagine a lot of people probably were somewhere similar. Fourth place, Singer Maoris. Oh, Sid Harvey, captain. Wow. And had the Jorgo. But went for Sid Harvey with the captaincy as well. Okay. I mean, obviously that worked out brilliantly this round. And interested to know what the thinking there was, because I think it makes sense to go Sid Harvey as a safer bet because he does get to take the conversion. So yeah, if the Tars do well and end up spreading their points around, he's going to do well. And we know with his pace, I mean, he's always a good chance himself to get those attacking points, line breaks, and tries. So yeah, and the points really went his way this week with those tries too, those 2 tries. So yeah, what a great play for the week. Also had Tom Wright as well. Super interesting. He was a guy who was coming back, first game back in a long time, and yeah, he did decently right, especially considering how that game ended up going for the draw. There wasn't a lot of opportunities until later for those Brumbies outside backs. Everything else looking pretty similar. Went with the Rob Valentini pick. That's kind of interesting. Rob Valentini is one of those guys who kind of, yeah, doesn't seem to net a lot of fantasy points, unfortunately. Had the Lachlan Shaw pick as well, can't argue with that, and the same front row. So yeah, pretty good picks all round. And yeah, going for that Sid Harvey pick was massive. And the areas where you missed out, I mean, not bad picks at all. And we got Toe Sucker 445. Love the team names in this league. And okay, we got a similar picture here. Yeah, same setup except bringing in Taukeaho. And yeah, Taukeaho, he didn't go big this week, and you know, you wouldn't bet against him having a solid game, but I mean, it's always going to be tough in a matchup like that, right? And he's not going to be able to do it every time. So yeah, not surprising that he ends up with this sort of score either. 6th place, Gambio 1, 638 points, not far off the pace. Yeah, pretty similar stuff here. But yeah, Borden Lakai instead of Tupou Taialoa. So yeah, he was the other option rounding out the top 4 back row picks. Another Lachlan Shaw pick, a Tom Lambert pick. Okay, cool. Pink Elephants. Okay, we got the Pritchard pick. All right. Don't see a lot of that anymore. He's kind of fallen off the pace since the start of the season, where he had 3 sort of pretty good games in a row. Had the Miracle Failangi pick. Yeah, that's just a bit unfortunate, right? He's kind of one of those guys, and along with Tupou Taialoa, who is a legitimate option for Pacifica. But this year, Tupou Taialoa, he's been the one getting the scores more often than not. I think if you have to pick one of them these days, yeah, you do go for Tupou Taialoa instead. But both of them are kind of risky, right? Neither of them are really consistent. And we got the Tom Wright Sapsford combo here, so really a lot of belief in that Brumbies matchup to go big against the draw. But yeah, sometimes you run into these landmines, right? You get the shock upset and doesn't really deliver. But I mean, Sapsford did with 58 points. Can't really complain about that, to be honest. Now let's have a look at someone a bit further down. One Eye Cantab got got stuck with the Fihagi pick. Bad luck, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, he was definitely an option on my radar, so definitely could have ended up walking into that trap. So bad luck on that one. But yeah, guys, if you can, just remember to watch, before the game starts and that build up, just get that final read on the team sheet, because yeah, it does happen, right? Your players get removed and you kind of just get screwed over in fantasy. All right, Benno Cafe. I like that name. I might just look at the names that I like. Another Sid Harvey captain. Okay, okay. Finley Christie pick, the rare Christie pick. Jacobson and Valentini. I mean, yeah, don't Jacobson, he's kind of like Valentini though. He just doesn't seem to get as many fantasy points. He's kind of, one of those grafters. Went for the Talmud Falau pick. Okay, interesting, but yeah, tough matchup for that one. Although he obviously did some pretty cool stuff near the end of the game. He is one of those guys who, when it's time to just sort of go for it, he can do something magical. Cam Roy can't be guarded. I mean, it's true, right? You got to guard him close to the ruck, otherwise he's going through. If you don't do it. Oh wow, Finianganofo. Okay, yeah, this one's gonna kind of sting. Because I imagine a lot of people do just automatically chuck Finianganofo in there just because I think he is like the highest in terms of average points scored per game. But yeah, these tough matchups, right? Like, yeah, these wings, they're quite often not gonna go good, and yeah, if they don't, then you lose $500,000 from your budget as well. So yeah, can be a bit risky. Also got the McNichol pick here, which is kind of interesting. Definitely not a pick I just like. I talked about him before. He was quite good in fantasy last year, but I do kind of put the other Crusaders back three options above him, whether it's B. Haki, Reese, obviously Will Jordan, and I mean, we saw Macca Springer get that massive score without even scoring a try. So yeah, like I'd even put him ahead of him at this rate as well. The Joey Walton pick I actually like to see. He got 40 points this week, which is pretty solid, but the way he was playing in that game, he could have gone even bigger. But yeah, just the way that game played out, Waratahs, they didn't really put Moana to the sword, so I feel like if that did happen like we expected, he would have had a good game, a really big game. So I do like that pick. And yeah, showing a few more Canes picks here. Roygard, Lakai, Durn's not really paying off this week, but I mean, he was still quite good in that game, right? I mean, that charge down pressure is putting on late in the piece, that was huge, and was just kind of unlucky that that they regathered that last charge down that he did, right? So yeah, really a big fan of this guy in general, but yeah, didn't really deliver the points this week. And let's have a look at Brody Retalix left nut. Oh, stuck with the Fihaki pick as well. Bad luck. Jorgo captain. Tom Wright. A lot of Tom Wright picks this week, which did kind of surprise me. Because it's his first week back, right? Like, you don't know if he's going to get 80. You don't know what his fitness is like. I mean, being with a massive gap between playing like that, you're going to be a bit rusty, right? But and I mean, he didn't look electric, but yeah, I do expect him to be a good option going forward. Okay, we got the double here. Tupo Tai, Lower, and Miracle Fire Lungy. Don't hate it, even though the Fire Lungy pick didn't work out. On the Hark. Okay, definitely. Definitely like that name. Great track. Great New Zealand hat. AJ Lamb -1. Wow, he got that yellow card late, right? Which always kind of sucks, because not only do you get hit with those minus points, but I mean, your guy's off the field as well. often gets subbed. So I thought he was a good chance to go decently in that game as well. But definitely not a reliable pick at the best of times, unfortunately. I mean, yeah, the Blues, they really are just doing it mostly through their forwards still these days, even though they're trying not to. And let's have a look at the overall leaderboard for this league as well across all the rounds. Not a lot of movement at all this week, right? Top 5 remaining the same. Bit of movement in that 6th to 10th though. A lot of new entrants here, but we see what the big guns are doing. Aiden Collins, what do we got? Okay, the same back 3 here. Went for the Jorgo captain. Brought in Tizano. Okay, interesting. I mean, the Force, they did try and maul them, right? But and I think they did score through their maul, but yeah, Tizano wasn't the one coming up with it. Really solid picks otherwise. Okay, had the Billy Pollard pick. Yeah, man, like Billy Pollard, he's such a trap this year. I've talked about him before, and what I always say, like, with this guy, you're going all in for more tries or nothing. Like, you're not gonna get anything out of him because he's not really a force around the park otherwise. Even if his line out throwing is generally solid, but yeah, I mean, 15 points seems really low though. Did something happen to him that game? But yeah, I mean, look, that game that just didn't work out for the Brumbies. So yeah, that was the main problem there for that pick. KG27, okay, Tool Captain, and Ollie Sapsford really doubling down on the Brumbies. Also Pritchard and Lonergan too. Okay, well, yeah, again, kind of tread on the landmine with that one, but still kind of got away with it with with Sapsford and Tool doing pretty decently in the end. Definitely worked out better than having a Jorgo captain. Also a Mac Greeley pick. Okay, interesting. That's a pretty bold pick going into the Crusaders matchup, and obviously they won that game and did pretty well, but yeah, I mean, I feel like even if they win that game, it's not like they're going to be carving them up with the outside backs at the Force, right? But yeah, interesting pick there. Went with the Geordie Barrett pick as well, 33 points. Could have been worse, to be honest, considering that game. Had the Wanger pick. I'm always a big fan of the Wanger pick. And he did look kind of good that game though, right? Too bad he only came away with the 30. Did he score a try that game? I thought he did score a try that game. Maybe only just got close. Got a Jamie Hanna pick here. He's been pretty solid. Went with the Blues props, which didn't really work out. And let's have a look at one more. Pink Elephants, 3rd place. What's he up to? Oh, a triple down on the Brumbies. Right, Sapsford and Tool with Tool as captain. Okay, interesting. I mean, it did kind of work out, right? Considering how scoring went elsewhere in this round. Like, no one was really carving it up. So, even though the Brumbies lost, this did actually kind of work out considering this week. And otherwise, got the Wanger pick. That's cool. Pretty standard stuff elsewhere. Anyway, guys, that'll do it from me. I think I have rambled enough for this week, but man, what a round of matches, right? A lot of entertaining matches there, a lot of upsets, and was quite an interesting round for fantasy as well, even though not a lot of points was scored. I think these rounds where, you know, a lot of points don't get scored are kind of more interesting, right? Less predictable, and maybe the season is sort of gonna go that way from now on, right? We're in pretty deep now. The teams are sort of got themselves organized. The defenses are stronger. We're getting kind of more where they're coming in. I mean, not quite yet, but it's going to, right, by the time we get closer to finals. So hope you guys enjoyed this week's matches, and look, I'll catch you for the best picks video in the middle of the week. Have a good week until then, and I'll see you then. Bye.